Hi, this is the Business Guy. Just a little stock market update. What's going on in the stock world? It's been a tough start for the year for companies in big tech, like Cathie Wood's ARK Innovation Fund, the big owner of Tesla, Zoom, and Roku, has plunged nearly 30% so far this year. And speculative meme stocks, GameStop and AMC, have been crushed. Surprise, surprise. But that's not causing Berkshire Hathaway's Warren Buffett any sleep. Banks, energy firms, and other value stocks have rallied this year, which is great news for Buffett since the Oracle of Omaha's conglomerate invests in many of these companies. Value stocks typically have a lower price to earnings ratio than many other stocks, and they're definitely not trendy. And if you appreciate this insight, please help me out by clicking the like button below. And you can also click the subscribe button so that when more videos come out like this, you'll be up to date right away. So let's talk about his Berkshire Hathaway. The shares are up about 3% this year, near an all-time high, while the FANG stocks, plus Microsoft and Tesla, are deeply in the red. FANG refers to Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. Now, many of Berkshire's top investments are financial firms, which have started the year in the green, including the Bank of America, American Express, and U.S. Bancorp. And Berkshire's portfolio has also gotten a boost from Chevron, which is Buffett's 12th largest holding. The oil giant shares are up 10% this year, marking it the top performer in the Dow. And if this keeps up, Dave Portnoy of media company Barstool Sports, who has positioned himself as an investing guru for new generations of traders, will have to eat these words from a June 2020 tweet. Quote, "I'm sure Warren Buffett is a great guy, but when it comes to stock, he's washed up. I'm the new captain now. Ha ha ha." Now, it's too soon to say whether the current market trends will hold, but value investors who showed patience are looking pretty good so far in 2022. Buffett is the tortoise. Value investors just plod along, said John Buckingham, a value fund portfolio manager at Kovitz. Yes, the Portnoys and the Cathie Woods have had their day, but so many view investing as a casino. The key is to be patient and accept volatility. I remember I was 22 years old and I was getting recruited to work for the stock market company. And I remember what they said, keep your eye on the man, not the yo-yo. Keep the eye on the man walking up the stairs, but not the yo-yo in his hand. Because at the bottom of the stairs, the high part of the yo-yo is going to be lower than the low part of the yo-yo when the guy's at the top of the stairs. So keep your eye on the man, not the yo-yo in his hand. Sure, the 91-year-old Buffett's biggest holding is Apple, which is down 5% so far this year in 2022. But they just reported stellar earnings and strong iPhone sales. In fact, their biggest sales or profits ever. Berkshire has had a tiny stake in Amazon, which has fallen 15%, so Berkshire hasn't avoided the NASDAQ meltdown entirely. But Berkshire doesn't own Facebook, parent Meta, Netflix, or Google owner Alphabet. It also doesn't invest in Microsoft, mainly because he said he doesn't understand it, possibly due to Buffett's friendship with Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates. Berkshire doesn't have a stake in Elon Musk's Tesla, but it has invested in Chinese electric car firm BYD, another electric car company in China. Berkshire isn't just an investing firm, it owns well-known companies ranging from the battery maker Duracell, owns the whole company, and the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad to Dairy Queen, owns 100% of those, Fruit of the Loom, and paint seller Benjamin Moore. However, Berkshire is primarily a financial services firm thanks to the fact that it owns insurance giant Geico and several other companies in the industry. Berkshire has also benefited from the fact that investors have flocked to financial stocks due to expectations that the Federal Reserve will soon start raising interest rates. And Berkshire is the largest holding in the financial selector sector SPDR exchange trade fund. When investors gravitate toward value, they will buy financial stocks and Buffett will get a share, Buckingham said. Berkshire is benefiting because higher interest rates help Buffett's insurance business. All eyes on BOE and ECB. Now, BOE stands for Bank of England. ECB stands for European Central Bank. And speaking of rates, the Fed has strongly suggested that a hike is coming in March. And investors will be watching the January jobs report on Friday. And thanks to CNN for this article, by the way. Wage growth and inflation data, they'll take a look at that, which could also impact future Fed decisions. Now, some central banks have already hiked rates to combat rising inflation. The Bank of England, which increased rates from 0 in December, is widely expected to raise them again next meeting on Thursday. Nearly 2/3 of economists surveyed by Reuters are predicting that the central bank will boost rates another 1/4 percentage point to 0.5%. Now, many central banks in developed economies are expecting to follow suit and start hiking rates later in the year. They're all going to move gradually if they can, and central banks don't need to be overly aggressive. It can be systematic, according to Anthony Saligbean a global market strategist with Ameriprise Financial. The one likely exception to the rule, the European Central Bank. The ECB also meets Thursday and is unlikely to raise rates. Its key refinancing rate is likely to remain at zero and will probably stay there for the foreseeable future. Now, ECB President Christine Lagarde is arguably the most dovish of the major central bank chiefs around the globe. She has argued that the ECB is unlikely to raise rates any point in 2022 as the COVID pandemic remains a major economic challenge. The ECB will want to allow for more time before the rate hike. Saligny said growth is slower. Now, Saligny noted that Southern European countries still need super low rates to boost their economies, while the EU powerhouse Germany is being impacted by a slower global trade and manufacturing environment. So that's the latest business news and a little insight as to why Warren Buffett's strategy is working right now to value stocks, and also when things start to get dicey and shaky and questionable, like the possible rising interest rate environment, a lot of people will do that and they'll go put their money in Berkshire Hathaway because it's seen as kind of like a stalwart, and they have a lot of really good companies. I mean, they really he's one of the wisest investors in the world. So I hope you enjoyed this, a little business insight on the stock market. Please click like, subscribe, and share this video with others. This is The Business Guy.